What's up, Movie Tree Schmoedown fans? It's me again. I'm back for, I believe this is my fourth Schmoedown match in a row that I will be watching tonight. Fourth and last, I believe, because I'm pretty sure that after this one, the sun might come up. Anyways, yeah, this is the Ultimate Schmoedown InnerGeekdom tournament match between Paul Oyama and Ethan Erwin. I have some thoughts on this match. Definitely. Mostly because, obviously, these usual suspects have Amaru Moses as their premier IG competitor, which just TKO'd Saul. Not my friend Saul from Gets Ready or from the Ultimate Schmoedown After Show. I'm talking Saul from the Den. He TKO'd him at Collision, if I remember correctly, and he's going out to face the loser of Kalinowski versus that other guy that I refuse to remember his name. But then there's this tournament, and obviously the usual suspects have another InnerGeekdom player in Jacob Whitneyben, which has improved from his debut match, but he hasn't quite shown that he can hang in the league as well as, say, Amaru Moses, for example, or even Saul. So Ethan Erwin is playing in his place, which I find to be pretty suspicious. I said I have some thoughts on this. I don't think Sam is going to keep Jacob Whitneyben for a while, unless, you know, he already dropped him from the usual suspects and I wasn't aware of that. And in which case, I apologize for my ignorance. Anyways, so yeah, Ethan Erwin versus Paul Oyama. This is the second time this season that these two guys have faced each other. And obviously I'm wearing swag because, I mean, it's Oyama. And again, it's nothing against Ethan. He just won the singles championship, which is great. I wasn't a fan of Oyama when he first came into the league. I now am a fan of Oyama, a big fan of Oyama, big Oyama supporter. But I mean, InnerGeekdom is where he's got it. I mean, it's Oyama. I mean, there's no other way to put this. I don't think. I mean, I could be wrong. Maybe Ethan will surprise me, but I mean, Ethan already beat Oyama once this season in singles. I don't think he's gonna beat Ethan in InnerGeekdom. That's just my opinion. But you don't have to take my word for it. Let's just watch the match. Obviously, after 3 singles matches in a row, it's nice to finally get back into a realm where I'm much more comfortable answering questions. And let's see how well I'm going to do in this match. Here we go. Boy, that was a lot of talking before the match started.
Everybody, welcome back to the Movie Trivia Schmoedown. It is the InnerGeekdom tournament. It is the second match of the InnerGeekdom tournament. I am Christian Harloff, joined today on the desk by my buddy, my pal, and the head writer of the Movie Trivia Schmoedown, PJ Campbell. What's up, PJ? How you feeling, buddy?
Dude, I feel great. I am so excited. We have a huge debut today with Ethan Erwin jumping into IG for the first time, going up against Paul Oyama. Obviously, they've already met in singles. I am so excited to see what they can do together now in IG.
Yeah,
it's gonna be fun.
You nailed it, because that's the whole thing. When Amaru Moses had that incredible victory against Saul at the Collision, that was the first question. Well, who are the suspects going to put in the tournament now? And we didn't know. And I can tell you on the phone, Sam Levine can also tell you, I was shocked when he said, and Sam is very good at the way he delivers things, and he said, we, the suspects, are putting into the IG tournament, pause, Ethan Erwin. And I was like, wow, Ethan's going for it. And not only is he going for it, he's going for it against Paul Oyama, who is also not an IG guy by trade. He's good at IG. He played in the IG tournament, but that's not what he's known for. He's known for, he's a former singles champion. He's been playing great in teams. Yep. So, I mean, these guys are like destined to keep playing each other, whether it's teams or singles and now in IG. They might be the only people that do that in all 3 divisions. I'm not sure.
I'm not sure either, but it's exciting anytime these two play together. And again, like you said, Ethan's not known for this. We've seen him hit some of the IG slices in singles, but is that going to translate over into the actual IG matches? And with, you know, Paul, the dude was good. He played against Chance, but, you know, Chance came out on top. But now is his chance to also push farther and see if he can get up against Robert Parker when this is over.
That's right. I right away I immediately think of Mike Kalinowski and Rachel Cushing played each other in both IG singles and teams, but it just shows you they're in very good company there. And this is big for the Suspects. It's really big for Swag. I mean, we're not pouring any salt on any wounds here, but Swag's had a tough season. They have a rough season, and tournament season can turn everything around. And Winston needs the win. I mean, the reason why that Chandru is not in the tournament is because Chandru's playing for the championship, and Chandru's going after the title. So in order to make sure that, you know, that happened, they put him in that run. He did it against Parker. And speaking of Parker, the winner of this match here today played Robert Parker. So there's so much on the line. We're excited to see it. And so you guys know the history of Erwin Oyama and how it got to be here.
Because Parker got cocky. That's what.
Knowing the level that he plays at, I know I'm going to face him again. This is not the last time this match is going to happen.
So the IG tournament is here, and what's that? Who are the Suspects putting in? Ethan Erwin? What are they, crazy?
Once again!
Triple threat player, Ethan Erwin, following in the footsteps
what happened to your other guys?
Of the other truly great triple threat players. Your Rachel Cushings, your Mike Kalinowskis. End of list. That's right, Chance. Try again.
When Sam asked me if I wanted to play InnerGeekdom, I'm like, wow. I mean, I guess I've always kind of joked about it, and he finally called my bluff, so I said, sure, let's do it.
I've been having a great year. It's been going great, but, you know, momentum only takes you so far.
It's my first time I've ever played. They'll put me against a rookie. No, I'm against Paul friggin' Oyama.
He's really just a player that came in and won right away, which is something that I tried to model myself after. I gotta put myself to the test, and these are the kind of opponents at this point in my career I'm gonna be playing in pretty much every single match.
I have to say, he and I are starting to have our own little rivalry, and I love the guy. I think he's great, and I think he's incredibly smart, and frankly, I think he's going to destroy him.
Ethan's still an incredible player. I still think if we play again on any given day, anyone can win that match. I think that if you watch the match, it's kind of obvious that that's the case. I'd love to play him again and bring my A+ game. Today was my A game, but I needed that A+, I think, to come out with the W.
He said, Oyama, that guy knows his IG movies. I said he does, but you know yours better.
Look, I don't think I have the greatest of chances, but I'm going to give it my all, guys. I think I might actually have a real shot at this.
Show the Schmoedown world what a new triple threat player looks like.
Such great music.
I mean, when you look at that promo, you think the majority of it is this a singles match? Is this a teams match? No, it's an IG match between two of the greats of the game. But what are we going to see from Ethan Erwin in IG? That's the big question. Paul, we know what Paul can do in IG. We know that he's got strengths in IG. And knowing Paul Oyama, he's probably 1,000 times better now than he was last year in it, because the kid knows how to study. He knows what to do. Yeah. He knows how to improve his game. The Suspects had to be confident enough in Ethan Erwin's ability in IG to put him in the tournament.
Yeah, I mean, you have to be able to believe in both these guys to be able to push you guys farther in the tournament. We know that they both know a lot, but how much do they know in IG just in this match alone is going to be very telling.
Well, and just to let everybody know, so yes, the match between Erwin and Merle aired last night on pay-per-view. So if you watched that and you're wondering how come we're not talking about that, this match was taped before that match aired. So we don't have the results of that match. So whether or not Ethan Erwin lost that match or won and is the champion, we don't have those results yet. So if you're like, wait a minute, Ethan should have the belt right now. Well, it was pre-taped, and we are now going into this match. PJ, are you ready?
I am if you are, my friend.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the movie trivia Schmoedown. 3 rounds in the InnerGeekdom division. Introducing first, representing the usual suspects, making his InnerGeekdom debut. He is the former movie trivia Schmoedown champion of the world, Ethan Big Time Erwin. Ethan Big Time Erwin, I have to tell you, I haven't said making his Schmoedown debut for you in quite a long time, and I think it was in 2018, and right before this match started. Ethan, you're playing like the Ethan of 2018. What a season it's been for you thus far, easily making a run for player of the year.
Big debut.
What was behind the decision to play in IG?
I won't lie to you, I was as surprised as you were when Sam was like, "Hey, you want to do IG?" I'm like, because I think Rue's going to take it. And I'm like, okay, let's give it a shot. Look, I've always kind of joked about dabbling in it, and he called my bluff, and here we are.
This is a way to debut, and it is against Paul Oyama, who you can't get away from this guy. So how is it?
Wouldn't want to. You
wouldn't want to. I know you guys have been become very close friends, and now you're playing against each other again. Does it bring out the competition more so playing against someone that you respect as much as Paul?
Oh, definitely. And what I really like is someone like Paul. No matter what happens, if I win, I feel good about it. If I lose to somebody like Paul, totally fine with it. So, the guy knows everything.
Well, look, man, we know we've seen you in singles, we've seen you in teams. What has it been like jumping into this? Like, how have you been preparing? Are you like ready to go? Are you rearing and ready?
I mean, I'd like to say yes, but let's see how it goes. There's definitely categories that on that wheel that I'm like, if I get them, great. And there's others if I get them, I'm like, well, let's see how it goes. Because, I've seen all the films in certain franchises, and yet the retention level compared to other franchises is not as good.
That's what I like about you, Ethan, the confidence. So,
yeah.
With that, we'll see you in just a moment. And his opponent, representing Swag, with a record of 0 wins, 1 defeat in the InnerGeekdom division. He is the former movie trivia Schmoedown champion of the world, Prime Time Oyama. Paul Oyama, same thing, man. Same question I have for you. It's you just can't seem to get away from Big Time versus Prime Time. So, the same question, man. Does it get exciting no matter what division it is to go against Ethan?
I think it does, and especially in a different division. I think one that is kind of new for us. I think, and I've played in it once, but this is kind of almost like a lark for the two of us. So it's going to be interesting to see how we play. I know Christian name dropped 2 names that he was comparing us to in the opening. Don't expect maybe a Rachel Cushing, Mike Kalinowski type of match, but I'm super stoked to play InnerGeekdom again. And yeah, we'll see how this one goes. I have no idea what Ethan's going to play like, so it's a real wild card.
Yeah.
PJ?
Well, look, man, I mean, similarly to what I was asking Ethan, what have you been doing to prepare for this? Again, you've only played in this division once, and it's changed drastically since last season. What was it like for you making this decision to jump back in? Well, I've been looking at some of the new categories. I watched all the movies in the Barbie Cinematic Universe before finding out they're no longer in InnerGeekdom, so I was disappointed by that. But no, I mean, I'm excited. A lot of these movies, I mean, they're just movies, ultimately. Like all InnerGeekdom movies are just movies.
Yeah, that is true.
A lot of these movies are movies that I like. So it's kind of fun to dive into them at a new angle almost, and to look at them from a different point of view.
From a certain point of view.
It's like this is kind of a reinvigorating type of trivia. It's different than singles and teams. So it's fun to kind of dip your toes in every once in a while.
All right, PJ, our competitors are here, and here are the rules of round number 1. The competitors are going to get 10 questions in the realm of InnerGeekdom, worth 1 point apiece. 10 questions from random categories given to all of the competitors. They have 15 seconds to write Their answers must be said aloud when revealing the response. All questions are worth 1 point. You get a perfect round, it triggers a 1 point bonus. Competitors may request a question 3 times during the match in its entirety, and a competitor can challenge a ruling once during the match. Reversals let you keep your challenge, and no stealing in this round. All right, so we asked Paul Oyama, are you ready?
Set your clock. Let's do this.
Ethan Erwin, are you ready?
Always be closing.
Then let's get ready to Schmoedown. Round number 1, question number 1 in the Ultimate Schmoedown InnerGeekdom tournament. We're going to ask you first, who said it?
Me.
Which X-Men villain said the following quote? There are dark forces, Wolverine, human forces, building a weapon that could bring about the end of our kind. What do I want? I want your help.
Now, Christian, if someone comes and asks you that, what's your response?
I'm too tired. Ask somebody else. That's my response to everything. No, PJ. 5, 4.
I'm like, who are you
3,
and how do you even know
2,
who I am?
1. Pens down, hands up, please. We start with Paul Oyama.
I have Magneto.
You have the correct answer. And Ethan?
I too said Magneto.
Magneto.
Tied up, ladies and gentlemen, between big time and prime time. And now, PJ, question 2.
Question 2 comes in the realm of Superman. What year saw the release of Man of Steel?
PJ, what do you think about the question writer? You think
one of the best years I've had, to be honest.
No, he's got bad ego.
And right before one of the worst years
I've
had.
movie collection, though.
5, 4, 3,
Wait.
2, 1. Hands down. Hands up, please. We start with Ethan Erwin.
2013.
Yes, sir. Paul Oyama.
2013.
Nice sell. And here is question number 3. We're going with Alien and Predator. Which actor in Predator 2 says the line, "It's taken us over 2 weeks to learn his patterns. He comes here every 2 days to feed. Seems he has a taste for beef."
The actor?
I could really use a good burger right now, speaking of beef.
Well, you don't look like you've been eating a lot of burgers. You slimmed down, my friend.
You know, man, of all the things that I did during the pandemic, that's the thing I'm most proud of.
Yeah, man. 4. Good. 3, 2, 1. Pens down, hands up,
it's a guess,
please.
but it's a guess.
And we're going to start here with Paul Oyama.
Danny Glover?
It's incorrect. And for Ethan?
Gary Busey.
Oh, that is absolutely correct. You
Shouldn't have changed it.
You know how hard it was for me to not read that as Gary Busey. That whole
Oh, I had a feeling when I was writing it.
Yeah, here's the next question.
Question number 4 comes in the realm of Planet of the Apes. Which actress plays primatologist and veterinarian Caroline Arana in Rise of the Planet of the Apes? And now I'm getting a dose of my own medicine having to read the stuff that I've written.
Yeah, exactly. You think it's so funny, huh? You just got yourself.
Yeah, and you know.
James Franco's
and
girlfriend.
5, 4,
I don't know.
3.
For some reason, the
2.
newer ones.
Repeat the question.
Quite
First one.
as well as the originals.
In category of Planet of the Apes, which actress plays primatologist and veterinarian Caroline Arana in Rise of the Planet of the Apes?
Ethan Erwin's first. JTE has 2 remaining.
First JTE in InnerGeekdom. Also.
Using a JT. We'll see if it pays off in a moment here. In 5,
I have a feeling Oyama knows this.
3, 2, 1. Pens down, hands up. Ethan, we're going to start with you.
I did not have it.
Did not have it. And Paul Oyama ties the game?
Frida Pinto.
Yep.
Yes, sir. Yep. So Paul Oyama ties the game here and sees himself now at 3-3. As we get to our next question, this is question 5. We're going to go to the Wizarding World. In the Chamber of Secrets, what article of clothing was given to Dobby to give him his freedom?
So no perfect rounds on the table this week, Christian.
No, not on this particular one. And look, in InnerGeekdom, you see that quite often. Star Wars is a little rare these days, but InnerGeekdom happens quite often. 5, 4, 3.
I even had Busey too, and
2,
I changed it.
1. Hands down, hands up, and Paul Oyama.
Master has given Dobby a
yes,
sock.
Ethan.
Oh, I said a scarf.
Master has
No, Paul
presented
Oyama
Dobby
takes the
with
lead now,
clothes.
and it is
Dobby
now 4-3. Prime time going up by 1 as we get to our next question. It's question 6.
Dobby is
And
time
question
to
6
eat
is in the
now.
realm of animated movies. You will find the International Superhero Accord officially legalizing superheroes in what animated film?
So you just watch, you say, it doesn't matter if it's singles, if it's teams, if it's IG, the intensity of both these guys and how good they both are.
Yeah, man. The work they put into, just incredible.
4.
Watch us both miss this question.
2, 1. Hands down,
Interesting
hands
choice
up,
of words,
please.
PJ!
And now we start with Ethan Erwin.
Oh boy,
Incredibles
I said The
2?
Incredibles.
That is incorrect.
I know.
Incredibles 2.
And Paul.
Just like another match, somebody forgot the 2 in The Incredibles 2.
Yes, it is. Incredibles 2. So, Paul, because he put that 2 in there, sees himself up by 2. It is now 5-3. 5-3 as we get
The
to our
Incredibles
next
is where
question.
they
And
outlaw
dystopian
superheroes.
Time travel.
The second one was where
Here
they
it is.
legalized them again.
Mary Alice plays the Oracle in which 2000s dystopian film?
You know, sometimes I look at the stuff that we write, Christian.
Yeah.
And I couldn't compete.
I think you're full of it.
I don't know.
You just been waiting to say that because you know you're lying. 5, 4,
I
3,
would never do such a thing.
2, 1. Pens down, hands up, please, and we start with, excuse me, Paul Oyama.
The Matrix
Revolutions.
Reloaded?
Yes, and Ethan.
Ah, dang it.
Matrix Revolutions.
Ethan,
It
I would
was
have
the
fired you. if you missed
third
that
one, not the
I would've fired myself.
second one.
So it is now 6-4.
Oh.
Paul has a 2-point
I
lead,
thought the
and to let
Oracle
everybody else know,
was in the
Sam Levine also
second
got
one.
that correct. So yeah.
Proud of you, Sam.
My favorite is when Sam screams at the television.
I don't know if that's other people's in this house's favorite. But
All right, let's go. Next question.
We are going to question number 8 in the realm of Transformers. In what
Robots in
Transformers film
disguise.
will you find the Wizard Merlin helping the Guardian Knights? Christian, what are your overall thoughts on this franchise?
Mm,
You don't want to know.
I don't know. And it stinks. It's minus the animated film and Bumblebee. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Hands up, please. And this time we're going to start with Ethan Erwin.
Transformers The Last Night.
Transformers: The Last Night.
Yes, sir. And Paul Oyama.
Transformers: The Last Night.
Paul Oyama, Ethan Erwin, and Sam Levine all get it correct. And here is
I got it correct. Also,
question.
just
Here
saying.
it is.
And I'm
We
tied with
are-
Ethan right now.
Oh, we're at question 9. It's a mixed bag.
Big snag.
Which actor stars as Dukan Vizsla, known as the Black Kaiser, who is nearing mandatory retirement in the 2019 film Polar?
Wait,
Polar.
what?
Not Polar.
Vizsla Kaiser.
Hey, you got
What
there.
the-
That's
like-
really what's important.
What?
Yeah, I have conversations like that with myself all the time. Just finally caught on camera.
I haven't even heard of this
5,
movie.
4, 3.
Not to be confused with Kaiser when he wore those dreads. Black Kaiser.
It was a representation of Tom Dagnino, for God's sake. Here is the answer. So we start here with Paul Oyama.
I love when he dances. Mads Mikkelsen.
Yes, and Ethan.
Makes sense.
Mads Mikkelsen.
Ladies and gentlemen, we see ourselves at the moment. It is 8-6. 8-6. And here
If
is
Oyama
the
gets this
final
and Erwin
question.
misses.
PJ, what do we got?
I've been waiting to say this since we introduced it. The category is swashbuckling adventure.
Swashbuckling.
Who plays the role of Joshua Gibbs in the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise? You like these movies?
I know the guy.
That's the first one. When you asked that question, I had the same exact look as both the competitors. Like, what did you just say? 5, 4, 3, 2,
Damn it.
1. Hands down, hands up, please.
I know
and
the
we're going to
character.
start
I should have
with
memorized
Ethan
the
Erwin.
name of the actor.
This is completely wrong. I said Brenton Thwaites.
No,
No, sir.
absolutely
And Paul
not.
Oyama.
Omar Sy. That's not right.
Looking for Kevin McNally.
All right. Okay, Mac. I forgot.
So we have a score here of 8-6 between the two singles
these AG
legends.
questions are
It
getting
is
harder.
Paul Oyama with 8, Ethan Erwin with 6. I'll give you that, Paul. I think you Paul is 8 and Ethan with 6. And
Hey,
we're
that's
gonna
the
get
year
to round
that
number
the
2.
Power of the Apes
It
original
is the
movie released.
wheel round, ladies and gentlemen. Here are the rules of round number 2. Each competitor is going to spin the wheel. They can respin it once unless the wheel lands on opponent's choice. Of course, competitors will get 5 questions from the category that they spin on. The questions are worth 2 points apiece. Unless you go to multiple choice, then it's worth 1 point. Competitors have 15 seconds to answer each question. You can steal if your opponent gives the wrong answer. Repeats and challenges are still in effect, as we have Ethan Erwin has only used 1 thus far. He has 2 left. Oyama has all 3. All right, so Paul Oyama, you are in the lead at the moment. It is 8-6. Would you like to go first or second, sir?
I will defer to my bespectacled opponents.
Okay, so with that, we're going to bring in Sam Levine.
Hey, dude.
Oh, hey, how's it going?
Good. You having some fun?
I am. You know what? Honestly, I did slightly better than I thought I was going to. The only one where it was straight up info, where I was like, I do know this somewhere buried. The rest were like, I never would. They were not in.
That's all right. Look, here's the good news. It is a 2-point deficit, and in this type of in this divisional play, we get an extra round 2 question, so that can easily be made up. It is not as big a deal as it is elsewhere, and you're playing great, man. For a first-time IG player, I'm very impressed. I hope everyone watching along is as impressed as I am. And you got this, dude. I mean,
thanks.
I might have gotten 7 in that round 1, but it's not a competition between you and me.
I should have gotten 7.
That's
anyway,
okay.
Let's do it. We're going to run this one.
Absolutely. I feel very good about this round 2.
And here's the spin.
Meryl Streep. Meryl Streep.
Not on this wheel, Sam.
Not on that wheel?
Wrong.
Maybe.
Are you sure Mixed Bag isn't full of Meryl Streeps?
Star Trek
is though.
He's
Star
good
Trek.
in Star Trek.
Keep Star Trek
or is it Liz? I can't remember.
I don't know, Sam. I don't know on this one. What do you think?
I mean, I feel pretty good about it. These are almost.
Hey, I only got 5.
How do you feel about
some of them I should have known.
I feel pretty good about it.
Kicking myself for not
okay,
knowing
I guess we're gonna take the Star Trek deep cuts. Give us your worst, PJ.
All right, so Ethan Erwin.
Oh, he's gonna give you his worst.
Ethan, you're gonna get 5 questions in a realm of Star Trek. Sir, are you ready?
I am.
Here you go. Ethan, what year does the majority of Star Trek First Contact take place in?
That's a good one. Is it 2063?
Yes, it is. 2 points for Ethan Erwin. All right.
What a deep cut question.
Here's question 2.
He says answering with ease.
Who directed Star Trek Nemesis?
Stuart Baird.
Yes, sir. That is 2 more points for Ethan Erwin. Question 3. What is the term for the Vulcan mating period, which is referenced in The Search for Spock?
The Ponfar.
Ponfar.
Ethan Erwin.
I know that
really
because
well
I
here.
saw
2
the
more
TV
points
shows.
Ethan Erwin.
Most
and
of them.
We get to our next
Not
question.
all of
This is
them.
question 4. What is the name of Krall, Krall, Krall's henchwoman, played by Lydia Wilson in Star Trek Beyond?
The only Star Trek movie I haven't seen yet.
Go multiple choice on this one.
Is it A, Jayla, B, Sophia, C, Kalara, D, Sarah?
I think it's Jayla, but I'm pretty sure.
I'm gonna go with C, Kalara.
Jayla was
That's it for 1 more point.
By Sophia Boutella.
All right, so Ethan, you have 1 left, and here it is. Alan Ruck plays John Harriman, captain of the Enterprise D, in which Star Trek film?
Star Trek Generations.
Ethan Erwin, hell of a round for Ethan Erwin. Gets his strength and shows why, as we now see ourselves 15-8.
That's a great round.
15-8. Ethan Erwin gives himself a 7-point lead over Paul Oyama. All right, Winston, you got 60 seconds starting now.
First of all,
would have done it this weekend.
Paul Oyama, way to come out here with your first round, baby, and do what you got to do. Second of all, I got the whole turtle layer behind me, and I know this is where Ethan wants to be more than anywhere, so whatever. Good for him with his whole little Star Trek thing. Let's go out here and get these points, baby. How you feeling?
I feel good. You know, honestly, if you would have told me going into this match he's going to spin Star Trek and I'm only going to be down 7 going into my spin, that's not bad. You know, who knows what will happen in round 2, but I feel like I'm in a pretty good position. Yeah, I'm excited.
Let's go get these points, baby. Come on.
And the spin is in.
I'm not seeing
I was meant to ask you, Paul, how do you feel about Hawaiian shirts?
They're interesting. You know, we don't call them Hawaiian shirts here, but you know, they're not bad.
Go ahead and take this off real quick. Scores and soundtracks. What do you want to do, man? You want to keep this? You want to spin again? What you want?
I know you said this was one of the on the towing the lines one. I think because of the deficit, I want to spin again.
I think so. I think that's a smart move.
Yeah, let's respin that.
All right, so whatever Paul lands on here, he's got to take, and here's the spin.
Is it just me or to get a little bit colder in here? I feel like my chest is so cold.
All right, the spin is in, and now we're landing
X-Men.
on X-Men film.
X-Men.
All right. So,
Hey,
X-Men.
hey, man. You're the best at what you do, and what you do is not very nice. Go handle your business.
All right,
That's a
so
Wolverine
they
quote.
are here. Paul Oyama now has 5 questions starting now.
All right. Question number 1, Paul. In the world of X-Men, in Deadpool 2, what is the name of Bill Skarsgård's acid-spitting character?
It was also the nickname of one of my teammates once upon a time, Zeitgeist.
Yeah, Zeitgeist.
That is correct for 2 points.
2 points for Oyama as he makes up a little of that deficit. Now he's down by 5. Going into question 2.
That's pretty good.
Question 2. In X-Men First Class, Klaus Schmidt says to young Eric that his gift is unlocked with anger and what?
Rage.
I'm going to go to multiple choice.
Is it A, despair, B, stress, C, rage, or D, pain?
5.
Actually, I think it's pain.
Oh,
Sorry. I was just looking up. The count was still up. The count was still up. Sorry. It's on. It should be on now.
I'm going to say D, pain.
That is correct for 1 point.
Yeah, I got it,
That's
but
correct.
I
All right,
kind of
here
needed
is
multiple choice
question
and I changed my
number
answer.
3. Question number 3.
Doesn't really matter
Here it is.
because I still got it.
In X-Men Days of Future Past,
Days of Future
William
Past.
Stryker says that his son Jason is coming up on how many years old?
18. No. 15.
Multiple choice.
Is it A, 6,
No.
B, 7, C, 8, or D, 9?
I think it's 8 because then Peter
The
Dinklage
clock.
says.
I'm going to stick with my
10.
gut, and I'm going to go with D again, 9.
That is incorrect.
I think it's
So
8 because
Ethan, for a
then
1 point steal, we'll repeat the question and
Peter
your
Dinklage
options.
says 10 years.
In X-Men Days of
from
Future
fighting
Past,
age.
William Stryker says that his son Jason is coming up on how many years old? Is it A, 6, B, 7, C, 8, or D, 9?
I mean, I was going to say Brown, so I guess B7.
B7.
That is also incorrect. We were looking for C, 8.
Oh, 8.
See? I told
All
you.
right, so we see ourselves right now 15-11. Paul Oyama still has 2 questions.
I mean,
left
that's
on the
still
board
a
in
good
the realm of
question. That's a
X-Men.
very good question.
Here is the 4th question.
In X-Men The Last Stand, which actor plays Warren Worthington II, the head of Worthington Labs, the corporation developing the cure?
The second? Oh. I was
I'm gonna
going
go
for the
multiple choice again.
third, the Angel.
Is it A, Michael Murphy, B, Joseph Summer, C, Bill Duke, or D, Daniel Cudmore?
Bill Duke.
I'm going to go with A, Michael Murphy.
That is correct for 1 point.
All
I know
right, so
Daniel
here's where we're at the
Cudmore
moment.
was,
Ethan Irwin has a 3-point lead. Paul Oyama can cut it down to 1 if he gets
Colossus.
this question right with 2 points. And here is the question.
All right, the final question. Which character in the X-Men franchise says, just because there's not war doesn't mean there's peace? If you want to teach your kids something, teach them that.
These are tough questions.
And 5, 4, 3, 2.
Repeat the question.
First one.
Which character in the X-Men franchise says,
Damn it,
just
PJ.
because there's not war doesn't mean there's peace? If you want to teach your kids something, teach them that.
Five, 4, 3.
Multiple
2.
choice.
Is it A, Magneto, B, William Stryker, C, Bolivar Trask, or D, Raven?
Split between Magneto and Raven, but I don't know.
Magneto?
Magneto?
That is incorrect. For a 1 point steal, which character in the X-Men franchise says, just because there's not war doesn't mean there's peace? If you want to teach your kids something, teach them that. Your options are: is it A, Magneto, B, William Stryker, C, Bolivar Trask, or D, Raven?
I'm going with Raven then.
I guess I'll go with D, Raven.
And that is correct for big 1-point steal.
Big steal by Ethan. Sees himself up by 4 points going into round number 3. And here's how it works. Round number 3, the rules. The competitors are going to pick 3 numbers that correspond to 3 different categories. Each competitor gets 3 questions. Questions are worth 2, 3, and then 5 points. Should we get to it, competitors have 15 seconds to answer each question, and there is no stealing or multiple choice in this round. All right, gentlemen, so we're going to start with Ethan. Ethan, you have 3 numbers from 1 to 16. What do you got?
I will do, I'll do 15, 7, and 10.
All right. And for Paul Oyama?
In that case, I will go with 12, 8, and 5.
12, 8, and 5 for Paul Oyama. All right. So we are going to remove Paul Oyama and bring in Sam. 60 seconds, Sam.
This is a beautiful thing I'm seeing right here. Honestly, my friend, I'm so impressed with you right now. So proud of you. You are representing the suspects in a beautiful way. How you feeling?
Good. I mean, look, I feel lucky. The fact that I happen to land on a slice that is one of the few franchises that I am very familiar with, I feel very fortunate. And I
don't know what you're talking about. I know that you're very familiar with every single franchise covered in the InnerGeekdom division. It's all you talk about anymore. So stop being so humble.
Yeah, no, but look, but I thought Paul worked his way great through that last round.
All right, we can save that for the end. Look, now here's some strategy.
I'm very excited. I'm gonna answer. Like, he's got to answer 2 questions before I got to do a thing. So
that's exactly right.
I'm gonna chill out, and then if I got to answer some questions, I'll answer some questions.
Yes, that's exactly where I want your head to be. You're a beautiful man. You're doing beautiful things, and go Chicago Cubs.
All right,
see you on the other side.
Okay, my friend.
Thank you to the suspects. Now we bring in Swag. All right, Winston, you got 60 seconds to talk to Paul starting now.
Since, Sam wants to bring up irrelevant teams in the middle of this, I thought I would go ahead and put this up here too. Nobody cares about the Cubs the same way nobody cares about my Cowboys, but that's neither here nor there. How are you doing is what I would like to know. I know that was kind of a rough round 2, but you got to push through it and not even worry about it. You feeling okay?
Yeah, I'm all right. I mean, I get 3 quotes questions. That's just always going to be tough, I think, in a round like that. When you're not, don't have a full handle on it. But I feel like I did all right. Obviously, it's still close, and we'll see. We'll see what happens when it comes down to it. I have good confidence in myself to answer my questions, and I think it's all about putting the pressure on him now.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And you know what's funny about this is I'm realizing a little bit that Sam is also a little bit desperate, because in the private chat he's pulling a Roxy talking about great numbers, terrible numbers. That makes me realize that maybe Sam is a little more nervous at the fact that this is a division you're used to. And Ethan's going to have to pull his weight all the way to the end. So go handle your business. Let's get this dub, and then we'll deal with Parker a second time.
All right, our competitors are back, and Paul Oyama will be going first. He's going to be trying to avoid the TKO.
Like
Paul, you chose category 12 for your first category. Are you ready, sir?
I try to imagine him in a...
All right, so for your 2-point question, you chose category 12, and that's going to give us the Wizarding World. The Wizarding World.
Okay.
All right,
here's your 2-point question of the Wizarding World.
In Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, whose is the first name to come out of the Goblet of Fire? Okay.
Victor Crumb?
Victor Crumb.
Yes, sir. For 2 points, that is correct. All right, so now Paul Oyama looking to take a lead here. Should he get his 3-point question? Paul, you chose category 8, and that would be DC films. DC films for your 3-point question. Here you go. Will Arnett and John Gallagher Jr. play Lieutenants Grass and Evan in which DC film? And 5, 4, 3.
Repeat the question.
This is your second one. You have one left. Here it is.
Yep.
All right. Will Arnett and John Gallagher Jr. play Lieutenants Grass and Evan in which DC film?
The Losers?
Incorrect. Looking for Jonah Hex.
Oh, that's right.
Jonah
That's
Hex.
right.
All right, so here's where we are. Paul Oyama has one.
I saw that movie. I don't remember that.
But he's got to hit this. If he hits it, it bounces back to Ethan. If he misses it, Ethan Irwin will win via TKO and advance to the next round. All right. You chose category 5, Paul, for your 5-point question. That is animated films. Animated films. Here you go for your 5-point question. Who voices the role of Mary Ann in the animated film Strange Magic?
This thing again! This movie!
5, 4, 3.
Repeat the question.
So last one. Who voices the character of Mary Ann in the animated film Strange Magic?
Helena Bonham Carter.
And your winner by way of technical knockout, Ethan Big Time Irwin. The answer was Evan Rachel Wood. Evan Rachel Wood was the answer, and what a, I would say, upset here. The TKO victory by Ethan Irwin, who has now won in singles, teams, and the InnerGeekdom in one season playing at the elite level. Ethan Irwin, congratulations. Big 3 points and getting the TKO, giving a -1 to Swag. Big victory here. Congratulations, gentlemen. We'll see you in the winner's circle with Steph Sabra in just a moment. That's a crazy, crazy match right there and a crazy result, because the only reason, I'll tell you this right now, I would have gotten that Evan Rachel Wood is because I have never seen a movie more than I've seen Strange Magic in the last month. My kids watch it over and over and over again. My head was screaming to poor Paul Oyama, Evan Rachel Wood, because I know it so well. But that was a tough question, tough match in general. Ethan Irwin gets the TKO victory, and he'll be going up against Robert Parker. If you would have said Parker versus Irwin was ever going to happen ever, you'd be like, no, that match is never going to happen. Well, it's going to happen in round number 2. It's pretty nuts.
I mean, there was no way that I could have seen it going down the way that it was going to today. And it was just, it was fun. It was exciting. But Ethan walks away with a huge win now. And that is great for the usual suspects who are just on a roll right now.
I mean, they're picking up a lot of victory. There's no doubt about that, from the amount of just how many times Ethan has picked up the V in general. It's been impressive to watch. And these two guys are not done, by the way, because they're coming up on August 21st. They're going up against each other again, this time in teams. Oof. And it's going to be a #1 contender match. So far, Ethan Irwin has gotten the better of Paul Oyama, but you can never count prime time out. But Ethan Irwin and the suspects get the victory today, and now we're going to be throwing it over to Steph Sabra, who's with Big Time, and Sam Levine. Steph?
Ethan, Sam, congratulations. Ethan, huge IG debut. How are you feeling, man?
Honestly, I don't know. I feel bittersweet about it. Like, yes, I'm glad I won. I'm glad I won, but I do feel like Paul got a bit of a raw deal, you know, on his spin. I lucked out. Those were very tough round 3 questions. So, look, but no, he played awesomely. I feel really good about it. This is one that as Paul said, I feel like we are doing kind of on a lark. So the fact that I can come in here, get a victory, I feel very good about it. And I'm just, thanks again to, we had a really great study session this past week. You know, Rachel was great. Marie and Nikki really helped out. Paige helped out. Frankie, Amaru, Liz. It was, the whole team was there. So it was really, this is
Curiously, didn't mention Whitney.
It was really fun to watch from start to finish. And Sam, even after round 1, when Ethan didn't have the greatest round 1, you still said you were proud of him. You still said he was bringing you pride to the usual subsets. And now Ethan, he got the TKO. He got 3 points. How do you feel now? That's something not a lot of players have done.
No, you can count on half of one hand the number of people who have ever played in the Schmoedown who can hold their own in 3 separate divisions. And I will proudly add Ethan's name to that list now. That was a tremendous performance. Like, sure, other players can play an IG. They'd maybe get 5-6 points the whole match. He put up real numbers in a division he's never played in. And yes, I agree. Our friend Paul, who we all like, got some bad luck with his spin, with his numbers. But, I mean, you still did have to answer a whole bunch of questions to put that pressure on him, and I don't want to take that away from you, man. You did absolutely amazingly well. I'm so impressed. I know the rest of the suspects are impressed, and I hope the whole league is on notice. We got a triple threat player on our hands here.
Well, just to go off that, Sam, I think the league is on notice because the usual suspects have been really firing back this season in a way that you weren't starting, and now you're finishing really, really strong. How are you feeling about the season thus far?
I feel phenomenal. I mean, Ethan alluded to it. We have this group of people in the suspects who love to study and support each other. I mean, every day we are sending each other questions. We are prepping questions for another player. We are having study sessions. It's a wonderful little family we've created here, and everybody is putting in the work, and it is so delightful to see all that hard work paying off in victories like this, victories like Liz and Ethan are having with Lightning Time, victories all of our others are playing, our other players are having, like Nikki DiMolanta. Are you kidding?
Yeah, perfect
so
game.
I'm so proud of this group, and Ethan and Liz and Drew. I am so in love with them leading the charge and everyone following their lead. And once again, shout out to Paige, the MVP of our study sessions. Yeah, I love everyone in this faction. They make me so proud.
Well, the MVP of today is most definitely Ethan, I gotta say. Now you got Robert Parker next. You joked about it, but seriously, how are you feeling about going up against the Dangerous Spider himself?
I mean, look, it's scary. I'm not gonna lie. I was scared going into this one, and I'm doubly scared now. But unfortunately, you know,
it's one division.
I have
you're really
more time
scared
to study.
about winning.
Again, they've given me some great study guides. I think we've seen just from this match areas that I'm going to focus on and areas that I feel really good about. So yeah, no, I mean, look, he's great, but I've also seen him lose. So as I said here, let's see what happens. But I'm going to go there. I'm going to have a lot of fun.
And final question for you, Ethan. Now you've defeated Paul in singles and in IG, and you're going to be playing him in teams. Are you hoping for a hat trick, possibly? Sam's looking.
Look, I would love it. And obviously, Liz and I have been playing great, and she's been phenomenal, and I think has been, you know, really carrying us through all of our round twos. So, you know, if we're able to do that again, I think great. But obviously, those guys played a perfect game last time, you know, in their last match against Rushmore. So, you know, it's going to be a fight no matter what happens. So, but I'm always just excited to see Paul. He's a great guy. So anytime I get to face off against him, I'm happy to do it.
Yeah, watching you two compete against one another was truly so much fun. Congratulations again, Sam and Ethan. We'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, Steph.
Thanks.
Well, Ethan's put another stake on the claim for Player of the Year this year because of what he's been doing in singles and teams, and now a victory in IG. And Sam's right; there are not a lot of players that can say that they've been able to do that. And he didn't just do it; he did it against Paul Oyama. Paul Oyama is a great player, and even though that's not his primary division, he's really good in IG. He knows IG really well. Whether you got a favorable spin or not, a victory is a victory. And Ethan Erwin takes the victory and beats Primetime. Ethan's playing on another level right now. This might even be better than his 2018 run.
Honestly, it really is. And I mean, again, you're right. Even if it came down to hitting the strength, I mean, these are deeper cuts than the stuff that you normally see in singles and teams. And he ran it, got a couple of steals. Like, he was just the dominant player.
Yep.
It was impressive to watch, and it's also because of the respect that these two guys have. But now Winston Marshall and Paul Oyama are standing by with Steph Sabra. Steph?
Winston, Paul, it's good to see you both. I know it's not in the way that I would hope, and I'm sure you too as well. But Paul, I just want to check in with you. You had a great first round. You were on top, and then round two seemed to get a little. And
the Hawaiian shirt comes back on.
You had 2 quote questions. Is that what really did it for you, you think?
I mean, I think in general, this I do want to dispel something. Like, I didn't lose this match because of the wheel. Like, there was no category that was like a secret going in. Like, I knew every movie that could possibly be asked about. So this is really the division. If you lose, it's just on you. You didn't work hard enough. Yeah. And that is what it is. I just put my work into the wrong areas, and it's not that I didn't try or whatever. But it just it happened to come up in areas that I didn't put as much time into. But I mean,
I can't let you do this. I can't let you do this. Come on, man. First of all, I done took the damn shirt off. We were doing well in round 1 when I had the shirt on. We don't know what we call them, but I took it off. So that's on me, first of all. Second of all, I done put the Cowboy stank on the match. We were doing fine with the turtle layer, and then I did that. So that's on me. You know what I'm saying? And third of all, I done pissed off PJ. He keeps giving me these crazy wheel questions. That's on me. You didn't do nothing wrong. You a beast. It's a whole match to win, and I screwed it up. It was me. I'll take the blame. I'm sorry, son. All my fault. You were the best. I'm the worst.
I appreciate what you're doing. Honestly, we'll share the blame at most.
Winston, I gotta say, you made me cackle when you took off the Hawaiian shirt. Paul, it's good to know that that is not what it's actually called in Hawaii. But Winston, I gotta ask, it's another -1 swag. How are you guys gonna turn this around?
I don't know. Season? I've never been to Hawaii, but
very simple.
Why do I know?
Multiply all of those negative.
If we keep getting minuses, if we get into the negative, does it bring us back the other way around?
I was
Are we playing like a golf kind of situation, like low score wins, like
easy solution to that problem? People don't realize that you're allowed to multiply -1 by all of your losses at one point. So people don't realize those are going to be bonus points that we get. Everybody else screwed. All right, everybody else is just in a lot of trouble because we're going to be out here just adding extra points.
I mean, Paul does have the
so 1 + 1 = 4. It's not actually 2 what we thought.
Exactly.
2 points is not 2 points. I'll explain later.
You remember in Big Daddy where they were like, I win. Well, why do you win? Because I win. That's the game we're playing, and people don't realize that yet. So have your little funds with your little TKOs and whatever the crap. We've already won. You just don't realize it.
Oh my gosh, Winston logic is always going to be the best logic. But Paul, now looking forward, does this inspire you more to take over Lightning Time and get that dub?
I mean, I don't think I could ever be inspired more to do that. That was already like a big kind of thing, obviously I'd love to enter this tournament, but I think that the teams and singles, that's where the bread is buttered, I think, and it's impossible to deny that. But I mean, look, they're great players, and I would consider them both friends. It's not like I'm like looking to grind them into dust. I would love to get to a title shot. We're 1 match away, and who knows what'll happen. I have confidence in us, but who knows what'll happen in the teams division nowadays. I think things change at the drop of a hat, so we'll see.
Hats.
Both you and Paul are some of the kindest and most competitive competitors, so it's always fun to watch you compete against each other. And I know that there is a friendship behind the scenes. So when you were competing against him today, how did you feel about his overall performance?
I mean, Ethan played really well. I think he bounced back from, I think, a bit of struggles in round 1, and obviously he got a category that he was really good at, and that's what happens in InnerGeekdom. If you are good at certain categories and you get them, like, you will win the match. That's just how it rolls.
Sometimes
that's what InnerGeek is about, is knowing the depths of specific categories and hoping that those are the ones you get. But I mean, he played great. He could beat Robert. Who knows? Like if Ethan just gets a bunch of movies that he's seen a bunch of times, like, he's obviously just as good at trivia in any kind of capacity as anybody else. So I don't see why it couldn't happen.
Looking forward to the future, you have the opportunity to win teams in singles. Are those both your main focus right now moving forward?
Yeah, I mean, I think you can't focus on one without focusing on the other. Whatever the next match is, that's my focus. I think, again, like, if you're thinking too much in the future, like that's kind of arrogance. I think if you think about the past, that's a mistake too. So it's about the present, and it's about humility. It's about taking the next opponent as seriously as possible. And each person I play gets the same amount of attention, no matter who it is.
Paul Oyama with the Yoda logic.
Real quick, I'm gonna tell you, Ethan, you did play well, bro, but you better have the secret of the ooze dealing with parking next time. You don't talk. You don't want the smoke, son. Oh Lord.
Well, Winston, Paul, it's been lovely, and I hope to see you both soon.
So funny to see Paul Oyama. What have I done? So well these days. It's such a contrast to when he first entered the league, and how many bridges he had broken. But now he's beloved by a lot, and you can see why. It was a classy speech there at the end. And now Paul Oyama, doesn't advance, but he does. His season's not over by a long shot. He's got the #1 contender match against Lightning Time, which can put him in team's contention. He still wants to go for that team's title match. He's got the singles tournament. He still has the free-for-all shot. What he's going to do with that, we don't know. Swag needs to start getting some wins, though. Winston knows it. They know it. It could start with Chandru. It could spiral into the singles and the team. But they need some wins if they want to have that kind of magic season that they did last time. But PJ, was magic calling it with you, my friend. What a lot of fun it was here today.
Magic. Dude, it was so great. Thank you for letting me call it with you. I can't believe I got the chance. What an honor, my friend.
I like you better than Ellis. Who said that? All right, so thank you to Steph Sabra, and thank you to the Suspects and to Swag, obviously, to our great team over at Skybound and everybody who makes the Schmoedown happen behind the scenes. Thank you, and thank you to the fans. Don't forget, we have so much coming up. If you ever wanted to come see us live, you got an opportunity to do it. If you're on the East Coast and you have an opportunity to get to that New York show, the tickets are on sale, and you haven't bought a ticket, what's wrong with you? Do it. Get your ticket. It is the Schmoedownlive.com.
What's the deal with
Spectacular. That is the biggest event. All the titles on the line, December 4th, downtown Los Angeles. Everyone's going to be there. You want to see Chandru and Mike go at it at the
I want to see Chandru
Cantina in Hollywood? That's August 14th. Go to the Schmoedownlive.com. Get your tickets. We got to get out of here. We're going to see you later. Thank you to everybody. Peace out.
Well, shows what I know. Choosing to back the wrong horse. Is that how they say it? I don't know. Well, clearly Ethan surprised me, like I said up top, that he might, which he did. He not only won, but he won by a TKO. And of course, you're gonna say that he landed on Star Trek. I would say that. And fair is fair. Paul Oyama's questions in round 2 weren't the easiest. And he got a bunch of... I mean, like... The Jonah Hex question, I'm like, really? You sure about that? Because I watched that movie fairly recently, as a matter of fact, and I couldn't remember that. And obviously Strange Magic rearing its ugly head again. Well, not ugly, but I mean, it's a phrase people use, so I've been told. Anyways, I answered 11 questions right, which is still at about my average, but I mean, sometimes I get these matches like last time with Parker versus Swift, where I just got 18 questions correct, and I still could have gotten closer to 20. And sometimes I get matches like this where I only answer 11 questions correctly. So, yeah, I mean, my InnerGeekdom knowledge still where it is. I mean, quick disclaimer, I watched 4 Schmoedown matches in a row up until now. So, and it's past 5 in the morning, so my brain isn't exactly with me at the moment. Anyways, I have nothing to be ashamed of with my InnerGeekdom knowledge. In some cases, Ethan just answered before I got a chance to think about the answer. And in some other cases, it was just, movies I haven't seen. And I'm narrowing the gap as far as what I need to focus on. My IG. But Ethan played great this match. I mean, he kind of reminded me of myself in my first IG match in the Outlaw Nation League. I came in there thinking I was going to get smoked by my opponent. And I won by TKO somehow. I still have no idea how I was able to do that, but yeah, I saw a little bit of myself in Ethan playing in this match. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing for Ethan, because I did lose my next match, but that's beside the point. Anyways, thank you all for watching. Like I said, I watched 4 matches in a row, and I'm getting tired because it's 4 in the morning, and I have to get up to work tomorrow. So this is where... as of the recording of this video, I'm going to sleep and hopefully have time to edit all of these matches tomorrow. So thank you all for watching, and until next time, everybody, let's get ready to Schmoedown. Goodbye. Hello again, everybody. I really hope you enjoyed this video, because I really enjoyed making it. So, if you like what you've seen here, please remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe for more awesome content like this. So, until next time, guys, I'll see you guys next time.